So, hi everybody. Please ignore my background. It's under construction. But I wanted to just go ahead and do this video and combine it while I'm putting some makeup on. So I wanted to talk about like my 2023 goals, things that I want to, accomplish this year, and put some makeup on at the same time because I need to put my makeup on today. But yeah, so let's just get started. I feel like I'm just like jumping into this. I didn't really think of an intro, which makes me kind of uncomfortable. Like, how do you intro like, oh, we're gonna talk about goals? Like, yeah, this video's late, and yeah, I've already kind of messed up on some of my goals because this video's late. But it's whatever. Like, they're just, goals can be moved around, they can be changed, and you learn from them. Also just learning to not be so hard on yourself. It's great. But one of my biggest goals I think this year is just to start being more consistent on YouTube. So that's what I mean by I messed up already, because I set myself a schedule and I was trying to have a recording schedule, and I had time at the weekend I guess, but I just kind of got lazy. I was just so tired. Like, I get so fatigued from my work week. But yeah, at first I was like gonna kind of just push strongly towards TikTok, but then I realized that we could just like do both. And so I also saw something recently that said that a lot of people who consume things like TikTok and that like short form video are gonna start experiencing like short form fatigue, and they're gonna want to have like longer like content, it's like a YouTube video to just kind of like put on and listen to while they're doing other things. Because when you're on something like TikTok, you've got to scroll like what, every 15-30 seconds, and so it gets to be like exhausting, and so I could see it. I feel like I'm the same way as is already, and I started seeking out more YouTube videos as of recent. Somebody else also mentioned that a lot of our classic creators, they are kind of still making that money off their old video with the AdSense, so they're not posting as frequently. So people are gonna still want new content, so it's a good time to start posting on YouTube again. So I think I'm gonna try and prioritize that this year. And then I also would like to do a little bit more on like YouTube Reels. Is it Reels? Shorts, YouTube Shorts. And then I would love to also get into the space of just more short form content. I know we're gonna have the fatigue coming up, but still it's a very interesting way of consuming media, and it's not going to go away in my opinion. I think we'll just kind of like consuming maybe a little bit less, so we're going to need to combo that with other forms of media. And then same thing for like Reels on Instagram. Anyways, besides the social goals, which I'm always just trying to make that a career, I think that goes hand in hand with the fact that I want to have multiple sources of income. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna do that. Without like working 1,000 different jobs. And also I really want to be able to start investing. Oh no, why are you blurry? So like that's another one of my goals, is just investing my money and finding places to invest. So like Roth IRAs, high yield savings accounts, real estate. I would like to like eventually buy a house. I put it on my goals for 2023 to buy a house, but in all honesty, depending on like my leasing situation and then my savings and approvals and everything like that, like I've been in contact with a real estate agent, but like depending on a lot of different factors, like saying like, oh, I'm gonna buy a house this year, I have to be able to let that goal go if it doesn't happen, and I can't be disappointed in it because it's gonna happen at least by the end of 2024, I would assume, with the way that I'm going with things and the way that I'm saving, and I've got my eyes set on it. And I also don't want to settle for a house I don't want. I'm kind of a picky person. You can look at my Instagram, or not Instagram, you can look at my like Pinterest and see like the type of like houses I'm really into, and I'm willing to wait until I can like find a house that I can really fall in love with. So if that means saving my money, and then eventually probably having a higher salary and more income in different areas, allow me to kind of have the house that I'd rather have over something that I'm not going to be happy in. let's see. What else is on my list? Oh, I also wanted to go back to Pilates, which I kind of already started. I took another class Sunday and I'm taking one tomorrow on Tuesday. No, I took my class on Saturday and then I'm doing it on Tuesday. But yeah, I love Pilates. I think we talked about this. I don't know. I love Pilates. I think it's like one of my favorite exercises. I noticed the difference in my body when I was really actively doing Pilates like 2 to 3 times a week, and I miss it. I stopped going to Pilates when I moved into this apartment because I'm in a different area than I used to be in, and I did not know what my closest and decent Pilates studio is. We have a lot of like random ones in Tampa, and I wasn't entirely sure like where I wanted to go. Sorry, my dog is crying because she's playing with a cat. But anyways, so I took me a bit to like really narrow it down and find a place I was like wanting to A, try, and then B, stick to. I want to go to 2 new cities. Like that's kind of on my to-do list. So like last year I went to Asheville. I went to 1 new city, and I also went to London, which I've been to London before, and then I went to Atlanta, which I went to Atlanta back in December 2021. So when I went to Atlanta in March of 2022, it wasn't a new city technically, but I did get to see more of it the second time I went. It was a longer trip. So I don't know where the 2 new cities I want to go are. Just don't want to do it. I don't know. I don't know if I want it to be international yet, if I want it to be US, but I do know that I am no longer just gonna just buy it because I want to go. I have a separate fund. I'm working on like reevaluating my budget, mainly because, you know, when you start wanting to buy a house, you're like, what am I doing with my money? So I start reevaluating my budget, and I am now making more of a savings fund for just travel. I would like to build a dream wardrobe. I say this every year, but like what is it? Like I feel like that's so like flexible. I just think I want to be able to like open my closet and be like, yeah, I love everything in here. So like getting rid of the things I don't like, clearing out the closet, and putting in things that are high quality staples that I'm going to hold on to for years. I put on my list to find a therapist for something for this new year. I go to a psychologist right now for my ADHD and my anxiety and depression, but I feel like a psychologist is definitely a lot different than like if you were to go to a therapist. I feel like I find sometimes it's hard for me to process things in my mind, and like I feel like I kind of, instead of just taking control of a lot of different situations in my life, I just kind of let them happen, like whether it's work or just personal life. Like I feel like I'm just like whatever about a lot of stuff, and I feel like talking to a therapist through some things that I know like would be healthy to talk through and like problem solve with somebody who's maybe more of an outside professional would be a good idea. Especially like setting boundaries at work. I'm not good at that. Like I am very much like I'm dedicated to my job, and I don't know how to say no, and I get like a lot of guilt from different things on my job if I just you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Like I can't really go into detail right now, but I don't think a therapist would work as a career coach, but I've always wanted a career coach. Do you know how cool that would be? But yeah, just going and just kind of like doing healthy steps for my mental health. You know, my self-care is more than just a face mask. It's taking care of your mental health. Super important to focus on. So that's one of my priority goals. It's kind of important to focus on. Other than that, okay, so let's get into like two more things, and they're kind of fun. So the first one is I want to become a better gift giver. I admittedly am not a very good gift giver. I will put it off to the last minute. I will wait, and I'll be like, oh my god, like it's your birthday, or oh my god, like it's Christmas, and I just forgot to buy gifts. So I mean, I know it's coming up, and if I planned it then I would probably like be better, but I have not been good at it. And so that's something I'm really like wanting to improve on, is giving somebody a thoughtful gift and not just like something I could easily find that seems nice. And then my last one that I can think of for this year is I wrote to, and I put this on my list and I need to kind of actually try for it, but it's to go to one nice fancy-esque restaurant a month for like a dinner or cocktails or something. My problem is like, who am I gonna go with? And then also I need to make reservations. That means I also have to figure out, like, there's a lot of restaurants in Tampa, trust me, but like 12 nice restaurants that like I'm gonna really want to go to that are also not like gonna like break the bank. Like, they're going to be expensive. I expect them to be expensive, but I don't want to spend like $90 on a steak and not get like the only 3 options of 3 different types of steaks, you know? While I finish off with my makeup, I just want to just leave you with the reminder that it is okay to not to reach all of your goals, and it is the perfect time when you get to like the, you know, depending if you're doing your goals quarterly, monthly, yearly, however you're doing your goals, when you kind of get to that point where you want it to achieve something, use it as a point of reflection for, is that a goal that you still want to achieve? Did you maybe not set your goal in a measurable way? Was your goal not descriptive enough? Use it as a point of reflection and a way to kind of evaluate and, you know, think about that goal and not about how it reflects as you as a person. Because people change, life changes, things come at us quick, and you don't need to change your life in a new year, and you don't need to, you know, be hard on yourself because you didn't achieve something that you really wanted to do. Like, you can work very hard and still not always get what you want right away, or maybe it just wasn't the right timing, you know? Maybe next year would be a better time for it. Maybe next month is a better time for it. Like, it's okay. We're human. Be easy on yourself. There's no point in being hard on yourself over little ideas of what you want, because things are gonna happen. If you really want something, eventually it will happen. But yes, if you take one thing away from making your goals and evaluating goals this year, be kind to yourself, be easy on yourself, and allow yourself the room to change and grow from that change. And I hope that made sense, because I am currently out of Adderall and this whole video was chaos, and I was also distracted by my makeup. So if this video is absolutely off the rails, I apologize. I just need my Adderall prescription to be called in. Call me. I can't focus. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about the makeup that I did, leave a comment down below. I'd be also happy to just do a video about my makeup if you are curious. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. It's helped me achieve my goals, and you know, we'll do this together this year. But I will talk to you guys soon.